I'm sure you're already doing loads of efforts in your health journey. The truth is that you might be doing things that you think are healthy, but are actually destroying your health. I'm Edgar, I lost 100 pounds under a year, and now my goal is to help people improve their health. And in this journey to help people get healthier, I've seen that a lot of people do some things thinking that it makes them healthier when actually it doesn't. So today I'm going to tell you the 5 healthy habits people make that are in fact not healthy at all. Let's get into it. First one is overtraining, and I'll make a distinction between cardio and normal strength training in this one. So for cardio, that's where almost all people will overtrain. So if let's say you do cardio 2 times per week, it's quite easy to not overtrain, because in these 2 times, provided you got enough rest time in between, like you do the first time on Tuesday and second time on Friday, for example, you can train as hard as you want on your cardio and not overtrain. But let's say you are doing cardio several times a week, 4 to 5 plus times. Here, an important rule you need to understand is that 80% of your cardio should be easy cardio, zone 2 cardio. So cardio in which you could discuss with someone else while doing it. And for most people that do cardio 4 to 5 times a week, it's not the case. What you should really understand is that, let's say you run several times per week, there should be like 2 to 3 sessions maximum in which you get your heart rate up really high. And 3 sessions is a lot. I'd say more go around 1 to 2 sessions. And the rest of the sessions should be easier cardio. So that's the first case of overtraining. The second case would be in strength training or just classical muscle building. Most people actually train too much. Like, there is a lot of people that do 1 hour and 30 workouts 6 times per week. That's a lot for your body. And for most people, they would get better gains by going like 4 to 5 times a week, 1 hour training really, really hard, and getting themselves at least 2 days to recover. When we are talking about strength and building muscles, often intensity and progression is more important than the amount of volume you do. So maybe focus more on how hard you train than how much you train, okay? I mean, you could, of course, still train 6 times per week and make great gains. It's just that if you could do less and make the same gains or even better gains, why not do it? Second one is coffee. A lot of people are living on coffee. I think it's something like 95% of adults are drinking coffee daily. Coffee is a great drink. It can make you more focused, more energized, but most of the time the actual problem with coffee is not the quantity of coffee you drink, but when you drink it. Because the caffeine inside the coffee takes up to 10 hours to get processed by your body, which means that if you drink a coffee at 4 p.m., for example, the caffeine will still be in your body way past midnight. So when you go to sleep, you'll still have caffeine in your body and it will disturb your sleep quality. And that's really bad. So advice for coffee, and I think there is a lot of coffee drinkers that are watching this video, is stop drinking coffee with your second meal of the day. Because if you drink, the later you drink it, the more it will deteriorate your sleep quality. And talking about sleep, third one is cutting out on sleep to do a healthy habit. For example, I see a lot of people that are going to train in the mornings, and don't get me wrong, it's great to train in the mornings, and I would even encourage you to train in the mornings if you really want to get serious with this habit and try to get more consistent, because in my opinion, one of the best ways to be consistent is to do the thing first thing in the morning. But that being said, if you cut out on your sleep, let's say you wake up at 4:30 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. to go to the gym, and that means that if you went to sleep at 10 p.m., you slept 6 hours 30 instead of 8 hours, that's really bad, okay? It's worse to sleep 6 hours 30 and go to the gym than having your 8 hours of sleep. So what I wanted to say is that it's a good idea to do something first thing in the morning if you want to emphasize it and try to get consistent on it. But I don't think that there is ever a gain at cutting out on your sleep to do a habit. So always be careful when you sacrifice sleep for something else, because in my opinion, it's rarely worth it. Fourth one is cutting out on whole food groups. Here, I'm going to talk especially about carbs, because I don't think that there is anyone that's cutting out on protein or fats. And if you're doing that, definitely don't do it. But it's a bit trendy right now to cut out on carbs. And a lot of people feel great when they don't eat carbs anymore. So what does that mean? In my opinion, there is such thing as bad and good carbs. Bad carbs are things like white toast, chocolate, sweets, pastries, these kind of things. And good carbs will be things like potatoes, whole bread, rice. And yes, cutting out on the bad carbs will better your health and your overall life quality. But the other carbs, the good carbs like potatoes and these kind of things, are really a great source of energy. And especially if you train really hard, and I think that most athletes will tell you that, eating enough carbs will be really crucial to have the right amount of energy, because carbs are your body's preferred form of energy. So if you cut out completely on it, you can of course live well, because your body adapts and transforms the fat into energy. But carbs are a directly accessible source of energy, and I think that most people will live really well if they still had the good carbs like potatoes and everything, and they cut out all of the bad ones. So I wouldn't recommend to cut out carbs completely. Yes, some people cut out carbs and feel really well without it. And if it's your case, that's great for you. Stay like this. But I think most people would gain, or at least would feel really good, if they still ate carbs, but the good ones. Fifth and last one is listening to health advice and not doing anything about it. It's like this video. Let's say that you've been drinking coffee past 2 p.m. and now you've heard in this video that it's bad for you and it will disturb your sleep. If you don't take action and try to change something in your life to see if it makes a difference, watching this video will be useless. And that's an important thing to understand, because I'm guilty of it also. But when you watch health content and things like that, you think you're being productive because you're learning things and it's really wholesome, you have more knowledge and everything. But the thing is that if you don't do anything, all of this knowledge is useless. And that's a trap a lot of people are falling in, is to watch health videos, self-improvement videos, and not act after it. If you're this kind of person, you really need to change and act with the new information you have, because otherwise it's just useless to watch these kinds of videos. You could just go and watch Netflix. It's the same thing. You know new things, but you don't act on it. So really important is that, yes, it's really good to watch health videos and learn new things about health, but when you learn something new, you need to act on it, because otherwise it's just useless. It's the end of this video. Please check the link in the description for my newsletter. It's my best work. It's advice and step-by-step guide about health. If you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy my newsletter, so go to check that out. Tell me in the comments if you were doing one of these habits that you thought were healthy but actually weren't. Subscribe to be notified for my next video. Thanks for watching until the end. I always appreciate you watching the full video. I'll see you next time. Stay healthy.